What's up, loved ones? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hope y'all having a divine night. Hope everything been working swell and well in your favor. I hope the flavor been major. Y'all already know what's up. It's your big bro, RealReal the messenger. That's right. We finna get right into it, cause that's how we like to do it. All right. So I know I'm coming on, a little fast because at the end of the day, I got a lot of stuff to do. I got a lot of time to utilize, and I'm just so grateful that I am who I am. You know what I mean? That I like to show up with the glow up. You know what I'm saying? So today's gonna be a very, very powerful, powerful live. Y'all already know all of our lives are out of this world. You already know that I am a divine messenger that always been sent. That's right, from the divine straight to your line. You feel me? So, if you ever come across any of my lives, you already know it's one of them. Cause I ain't one of them. You know what I'm saying? I want a him. You know what I mean? I want a we. All right. But with that being said, I am so grateful, not hateful, I'm delightful, not spiteful to be given the cosmic codes, you know what I mean, and to be sharing my level of expertise, my level of wisdom, my level of knowledge and understanding, overstanding, and understanding with the tribe. All right. So now that the introduction has been said and met, let's move right on to it. Oh, first and foremost, if you are new to this channel, we are known as the Real Soul Tribe. That's right, capital R's. For we can see through our hearts as it was from the start. You know what I mean? So I want to, encourage you guys to, be who you are first and foremost. We are a spiritual channel. You know what I'm saying? We are a high vibrational channel, but we also real. Like we down to earth. Like we not all, what they call like delusional with the spirit. Like we like balance. You know what I mean? We all about balance over here. So we do laugh over here. We do kick it over here. But we really mean business. We really about spiritual business. All right. And if you are on this live, you caught this live by no surprise. So I'm just grateful to be of service to the divine. I'm grateful to be somebody who really represents love in real life. In real life, like none of that fake ass love, none of that. No, in real life, in real time. I'm grateful to be somebody who represents real wisdom and strength in real life, in real time. And I'm just grateful to be here for you. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're gonna go straight in. All right, we finna go straight in. So first thing first, okay, this is the real reason why you up. All right, when I'm talking about up, I'm talking about up in the spirit. I'm talking about up on your game. I'm talking about up in your mind. I'm talking about up in your finances. You up in your moves that you're making. You up in the people that you fucking with, the people that you associating with. You up in how you interact with your environment. You up. I'm talking about that's when I say you up. That's the up I'm talking about. All right, and you have to know that when you this up, it ain't too many people that can downplay your upgrade. All right, put that in the chat group, y'all. They cannot downplay my upgrade. Yes, we got to talk about this. All right, because I know that a lot of us, like, we have so many great ideas and we want to show up to so many great events, but some of us are still focused on what the fuck is going on around us in our everyday life. Am I correct? And if you don't like the way I communicate, then hey, I don't know what to tell y'all because that's just who I am. All right. And it's just sometimes I just be going with the energies, the frequencies, and the vibrations within me. All right. And most of the times, I'm always accurately spot on. All right. So the reason why you up, put that in the chat group, y'all. They cannot downplay my upgrade. And we gotta talk about they. We gotta stop living in a world where we are afraid to live our truths. Like you can't be like that. Like if you are anointed and you got this divine energy about yourself and you got that glow up wherever you go, like wherever you go, you got the glow. You gotta really be cool with receiving and accepting everything that you naturally are and expressing everything that come with you. All right. You gotta really be cool with learning how to live and walk in your truth. Like you gotta really be cool with that. All right. And you have to understand that this energy, frequency, and vibration that we talking about right now, that energy got you up. You feel what I'm saying? And you got to know moving forward that you can no longer, all right, even think that it's possible for people to downplay your upgrade. You done been through so many attacks. I don't give a damn what nobody say, fool. You done been through these attacks, bro. Like, stop lying to yourself. You know damn well they tried to kill you, unalive you. They tried to hurt you. You know this for a fact. Stop playing with yourself. You know that if it was up to them, okay, your ass wouldn't even would have been on the planet right now. You already know that. Stop playing with yourself. Be honest with yourself. You know that these attacks that you overcame were real. You know some of them they came through your psychic plane. They tried to play with the psychic, with the psychic you. You know what I mean? So it was a mental thing. They tried to say you was mentally ill, you was mentally crazy. All right. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to understand what's going on with being truthful. All right. First and foremost, when we talk about just living your truth and being who you are and your truth and representing your truth, that's an upgrade. Cause it ain't too many people who can live in their truth. In other words, the same people who try to snake you out, these are the ones that don't want to be truthful about it. And this is why they have to be met with this level of adversity that's happening for them right now, chosen ones, high vibrational ones, star seeds, earth angels, because at the end of the day, they got exposed. But who exposed them? All right. And what was you to get exposed? Okay, so you were the one that spirit or the anointing had to use in order to expose the bullshit. Right? That's a reality. That's something real. And you have to really know that that's just what come with you, right? Truth. All right. And first and foremost, I want you guys to know before we dive deep into the lecture and things like that, before we go real deep into, the conversation, before we go deep into, the presentation and things like that, I want you to know that if you are really moving deeply in the truth, okay, you're going to have to really, really, really know that you are not accepted by, you're not commonly or normally accepted by the mainstream outside world. All right. And it's okay. It's okay, man. Thank you so much. It's okay. You have to know that, okay, if I'm living in my truth, like if I'm really walking in the truth, I said your truth, all right, because your truth is different from their truth. And we know that our truth, the truth, and your truth are subjects, they're different, they're subjective. But there's a version of you that nobody can tell you like you. There's a version of you that knows exactly what this energy, frequency, and vibration is all about. Okay, there's a version of you that didn't put that work in, and because you didn't put that work in, right, you begin to open up your what? Your planes. You begin to receive more information, and we finna talk about that. But first and foremost, we have to really touch on the fact that attacks are real. We gotta quit lying, and we gotta quit being afraid to live in our truth. Like that's the reality. You gotta stop that, fam. What up, the Moody Pisces? What up, Reflection? What up, Zay? All right. What up, Spitty? We gotta be honest with ourselves. Niggas was trying to take us out, bro. That's it. That's it. They was trying to harm your body, your mind, your soul. They came against everything that you stood for. And I'm just telling you that it was the truth you were standing for. The moment they was coming against you, something inside of your biology was like, man, hell nah, bro. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. I ain't finna let nothing stop me down. Like, even though the odds seemed like they was against you. And even the damn even seemed like they was against you, right? It wasn't always about the odds that was against you. Sometimes it was like, goddamn, the evens against me too, goddamn. It ain't just about the odds sometimes, nigga, that's be stacked against your ass. You be looking at the evens like, how the fuck the evens against the nigga and the odds against me, right? I get it, bro. We all go through that. And first and foremost, because I live in my truth, all right? That's right, Zay Fields. We definitely going to be talking about that. Because I live in my truth, and because I'm telling you that you can live in the same level of truth that we talking about right now, you qualify to represent the truth better than any motherfucking liar on the face of the planet. Okay, you qualify to stand for the truth better than any falsehood on the face of the planet. You qualify to represent the truth, okay, better than any false narrative, better than any shadow government, better than any goddamn motherfuckers that's throwing rocks and hiding their hands. You qualify to represent the truth is depending on you. It's like you are the lawyer on behalf of the truth. It's like, your honor, I want to represent the truth on my behalf. And you really like the best lawyer, the best lawgiver in the world, nigga. Okay, so you gotta really, really know first and foremost that no, we're not talking about no damn victimhood. I'm not talking about that you a victim. I'm not saying that you somebody that I'm saying your ass been attacked, nigga. And then the attacks that came across you was the ones that take people out. That's what I'm telling you. Okay, everything that they threw that they threw your way, boom, was designed. What up, chosen? That they threw your way was designed to take you out. Fuck all that friendly shit. We just keep it real. Can we live in our truth? Because I don't want to be around nobody who can't live in their truth. And you shouldn't be around a person who can't tell the truth. You got motherfuckers that come around you and throw some sugar on your coat. That's right, they trying to sugarcoat some shit. Like, Hint, hint, they be and it's like, shut the fuck up, nigga. Just tell me the truth. I don't want to hear about none of that sugarcoat shit. You want to beat around 30 bushes and all of that shit, nigga. Tell me the truth, nigga. What's going on? What information do you know regarding my life? I want everybody to put they have a project with my name behind it. So project your name, or they have a project with my name. Yeah, they got a project with your name behind it. All right, you might not know this, but this is how powerful you really are. Okay, this is how powerful you have always been. This is the power that they was always afraid of. All right, and why? Okay, we will talk about that. We will talk about that because they have a project with your name on it. That's right, project such and such. This shit real when it come down to you. They sit behind screens, they study you, they watch you, they micromanage, they observe your every move, your every thought, your every deed, your every. This is a reality. Okay, and you have to understand how important you are to this system. Okay, without you, they ass would be jobless. They ass would be fired, like in the lava, in the magma. All right. So you have to really know, first and foremost, moving forward, you have to really know that the first thing that really, really put you on the up and up was that you start walking in your truth. That's the first thing first. The first thing you're supposed to be identifying when you talk to another person is how truthful are they with themselves. You know what I mean? How true? Because if a nigga can't be truthful with themselves, they damn sure can never be truthful with you. How naked can they be when they show up? Right? How naked can a person truly be when they show up? Because if they can't be naked, I'm talking about like truthful, like where you can see what's going on, then it's like, yeah, you ain't there yet. You trying to downplay a nigga upgrade. In other words, you just nosy and you just want to come see about somebody else's information in their business because you nosy, or you're an agent. All right, or you're an agent. Now there is a higher vibratory side to where our brothers and sisters, they don't know the power. All right, I'm not talking about that. We will begin to see that before they can see it in themselves. I'm not talking about our brothers and sisters that don't even know the power that they have right now, haven't been awakened and all of those things. All right, that's what make us. This is why they're upset with us. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you what's going on because you got to think about it. If you come into your awakening and you live in your truth, what you think you're gonna? How you think you're gonna handle the situation when you see somebody else that has the potential to activate like you, and they are very good-hearted and lovable beings? You're gonna send them on a journey to spiral upward, not downward. Okay, you're gonna send them on the journey to spiral upward, not downward. Okay, you're gonna send them on a journey of ascension, not descension. You got to understand why, first and foremost, they knew that you was gonna be the prime candidate to be waking people up all around the globe. They knew if you open your mouth to anybody that's on the frequency and vibration or want to be on the frequency and vibration that you on, you gonna stand for it. You're not gonna waver. You're not gonna. They're not gonna make you be quiet. They're not gonna make you shut up. Ain't no amount of fear on the face of the planet that it can make you stop doing what you're supposed to be doing. You got to hear what I'm trying to tell you. You have to understand what I'm trying to tell you. What up, Blooming? So first and foremost, you have to understand how powerful you are and how much of a threat you are. Okay, when you just living in your truth. Ain't that crazy? The moment you begin to own up to your truth, you a threat. Okay, but what are you a threat to? You a good threat. You are a positive threat. You are a high vibrational threat because you are a threat to things that you need to be a threat to. All right. I've been doing crazy shit lately, y'all. I swear to God, it's like I'm in war. Some days I just go to war in my mind with myself. I said with myself because I ain't got no enemies. I don't have any enemies, y'all. The inner me would be the only enemy. Okay, but I just want y'all to understand, what's going on. You know what I mean? So I went to an establishment today, to an institution today. Boom, and then when I got outside, it was sunny. It was a beautiful day. It was a lovely day, and I saw a jet. You know what I'm saying? With chemtrails in the sky. And all of a sudden, I was like, ain't nobody in that jet. Y'all know we tapped in. Ain't nobody in that jet. Hey, that's a drone jet. Nigga, ain't nobody flying in that high as altitude dropping no chemtrails. Nah, not these jets. Not the ones these days. Okay? So I got on one knee. Whew, and I put a bazooka on my shit. Yeah, I put a big ass bazooka on. I got on one knee, put a bazooka on my shit, aimed up, told somebody to hold it back, and I shot that bitch. Whew. I shot that bitch. I shot it down, nigga. Of course, it was an invisible bazooka. For anybody who think I'm talking about like a real bazooka, y'all know damn well I would have been on the top news. Everybody would have been looking at me. That's a boy. I would have got all the love for shooting, goddamn. I would have been got all the love. But guess what? I would have sparked that shit. I would have had niggas out here getting bazookas like a motherfucker, bro. They would have been like, oh, Real got the bazooka. We can do the same shit. No more chemtrails in the sky. You feel me? I literally got on my knees like a kid, bro. And really I'm like, this bazooka heavy than a bitch. Hey, come hold the back. You feel me? Telling y'all what God loves, bro. And it's like, that's a reality that really exists. I'm just telling y'all what's going on with my truth. That shit really really on that type of timing when we talking about waking up the people on the planet. And I know I don't give a fuck about how anybody was looking at the gesture that I did. I was coming from my truth. If it was up to me right now, it would be no more chemtrails flying in the sky. I'm not even against the motherfuckers that do that, but I'm just telling you that's what it would be according to the energies, frequencies, and vibration of the environment that lives on Earth. Animals, insects, and humans, and other species that look like they human but don't want to tell the truth that they aliens. God damn, I'm doing that shit for y'all too. But y'all motherfuckers so scared to speak your truth. Cause you want the poison planet to be what it is. Nigga, we blowing even if we see a jet, it's on site, nigga. Y'all better make sure ain't nobody in that bitch. We blowing these motherfuckers up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I really would have been on that. For real. I really would have been on that, y'all. Whatever came, and now I understand why I don't have the power to own a bazooka. Okay? And because of my truth. But am I upset that I own a bazooka? No. I just understand how adamant I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about straight gold. It's whatever. We talking about what's going on because you trying to stop the sun. Okay, and why would you not want the sun to reign supreme? Because the illusion for us, and it's deeper than what they made. It's not about just the chemicals. It's the illusion that the sun does not come up every day. Versus we know that the sun shines every single day. That's all I'm saying. Clouds did not come from them. Clouds did not come from man. Yes, NASA is producing cloud control or cloud coverture, but we know that cloud comes from the cosmic rays. Okay? We know that. We know that when we talk about the clouds, they came from the cosmic rays. Okay, and because we know that's where they came from, we know that clouds determine what time that we in with the temperature. All right, but we know also that there's no such thing as clouds covering the entire sky. See what I'm saying now? So whenever you see that shit going on to where it's covering the entire sky, it gotta be some chemtrails going on. All right, but that's neither here nor there. I was just telling you guys that when you live in your truth, you won't be afraid to do certain shit. All right, and send messages to the powers that be because they watching everything that you do anyways. And you let them know, nigga, I don't give a fuck, nigga. If y'all watching me, I'll still blow this bitch up, nigga. You want me to act right according to you? No, nigga. I'm acting how I'm supposed to act according to my lifestyle. Okay? So that's very, very informative to know what's going on. When you start living in your truth, you start being the sign and the symbol to let people know where you at in consciousness and what's going on in your mind and how you are much more in alignment with the planet versus your own individual. I didn't blow that bitch up just for me. I blew that bitch up for everybody else to see that we got control. All right, and I'm telling you, ain't no telling what we did what I did to that plane to that chemtrail consciously. All right, so. That's something I want to share with you guys. Living your truth should be the first thing, that you should be adamant about. Whatever that look like for you, whatever that feel like for you, whatever that is like for you. Okay, you want to show up in your highest level of authenticity. Okay, now we finna shift the degree. All right, now that I stated that as my premise, I'm going to elevate this conversation on a scientific approach and tell you another thing that they've been trying to stop with you. Okay, see, they have been really trying to stop, what we call your epigenetic structure. Okay, your epigenetic structure. And before we really deal with that, we have to ask ourselves, what is epigenetics? Correct? All right. Before we really deal with that, we have to ask ourselves, what is epigenetics? I want everybody to put that in the chat group. All right. What is epigenetics? See, this is the real reason why you up. All right? This is the real reason why you up. All right? Now, we're going to go down, this journey, and we're going to really look at some of the things that we have to pay attention to when we talking about epigenetics. Because when most of us hear epigenetics, the first thing we think about is positive things. All right. And there's also a very negative and a very negative and a very difficult and a downside to epigenetics that a lot of us don't talk about. Okay, just because we hear these terms, we think we special. We like, nah, it be some other stuff going on. So, what is epigenetics? All right, great question. So, the first thing we want to look at is the first three slots. All right. Matter of fact, let's read. All right, let's read. Let's get out the way and let's talk. All right. So, epigenetics is in the feedback loop between our genes and the environment. Our cells are constantly uploading our genes on what they need to thrive. Okay? Okay? So I want everybody to put cells and genes communicate with one another. Our cells and our genes communicate with one. Y'all gotta forgive me. I've been kind of like yelling the other day. I was yelling too much the other day, y'all, and my voice been gone. So I'm trying to really give my voice some time to heal. DNA altered from our environment. That's right. Our environment is only one part of that, Victoria Lucky, but you are absolutely correct. That is a part of it. All right. Our cells and genes communicate with one another. All right. Now, by inputting the correct environmental variables for your genes, we have to learn how to include food. We have to learn how to include health that we can create, longevity. We also have to learn how to include the environment, okay? And all of these things, the epigenetics begin to mark, okay, these things in your genes for the next generations to come, all right? So the epigenetics, all right, the way that it coaches with your cells is all about optimizing the inputs into your system, all right? So I want everybody to say optimizing the inputs into my system, all right? And when you think about inputs, I don't always want you to think externally, okay? All right, I don't want you to think externally. All right, you have some internal inputs already in you that must be optimized. All right, so yes, that's going to deal with a DNA activation. All right, but I just don't want you to think when you hear inputs that you think things that are coming out of you going in you first, without you understanding that there are things that is in you that need to be in you, that need to be activated. Okay, so we're going to go down this journey, and this will allow you to really see what's going on. All right, so your DNA contains the recipe for making proteins. First and foremost, y'all, nobody on the face of the planet, I don't give a damn who you say they are, if I haven't seen them yet, has a course like we have. This whole shit that I'm talking about, our Master Manifesting course is top tier. All right. Our Master Manifesting course is in alignment with everything that I'm talking about epigenetically. It has nothing to do with what a normal human thinks about manifestation with. Our Master Manifesting course right here in the RealReal University, okay, is one of the greatest courses out right now because of the formula that was given to me through mastering my own environment. Shout out to God. Shout out to the divine. I don't even like to use the word God. I'm so tapped in. I don't even like, when I'm rapping, I might use it to help people where they are. Shout out to the creator within me. All right. To the most high creator within me. All right. But I still would use the word God because I know where I'm coming from. All right. So let's not get caught up in verbiage as well. All right. Some people get caught up in verbiage and they be tripping because, like, nigga, shut your ass up. You worry about goddamn verbiage. Where is your intent coming from? That's much more important than the verbiage that you talking about. Nobody give a damn about the verbiage no more. They don't really care about literature like that. They care about intent, energy, where you coming from, what you really represent. Okay. But the creator within me is what I like to use. All right. So that course is definitely in alignment with this. All right. You have to get the course to even understand why this course is so high and why that course is out of this world and why that course is doing the numbers that it's doing, is touching the people that it's doing. And this course that has 18 modules can last you 4.5 years if you just use one of them for 90 days straight. Okay. You pick a module and you stay on it every day, 3 times a day for 90 days. That's 15 minutes out of your day. That's 15 minutes because it's only 5 minutes and 28 seconds. That's roughly over 15 minutes out of your day that you sit down and you allow what's something that is done for you to work for you. It's called the Master Manifesting Course. Okay? 15 minutes out of your day, you sit back, and yes, you're going to have to understand how to communicate with yourself. Yes, you're going to have to know how to activate your faith. Yes, you're going to have to know how to trust in the divine within you. Yes, you're going to have to really know how to do that, because if you don't do that with anything, you're already a failure. Okay, so I'm not just telling you that because of my course. I'm saying with anything you purchase and anything you invest into, you're going to have faith, or you're just doing it in vain. All right. So yes, you're going to have to really dive deep and understand how simple what we have to offer to the collective, how I'm changing the game. Ain't nobody on what I'm on with this shit. I don't give a damn what name you throw up right now, nigga. You can throw up any name you want to right now. And I'm telling y'all, look, bro, the results that we get and the things, and yes, I do it on myself. And I'm not just telling you guys, I got a product for you guys. You need to go check out the digital product. These dudes who do that, they lame-os, dog. They all about money. They're all about money. That's all they care about is money. Okay? I love money. Okay? But it's not about just money. Okay? I care about your lifestyle. I care about your mind power, your thought power, your soul power, your being. And that's where it came from. That's why when you go purchase the Master Manifesting course, you're not going to see anything that says anything about material. You're not going to see anything about a new car, money, a new house, a new family, a new ideal partner. But you're going to understand that every module is dealing with a source that we cannot materialize. Essentially, it's not a tangible material starting off. You're going to be like, how the fuck am I going to manifest love and spiritual growth? Because that's one of the modules in it. Love and spiritual growth. I left, bet, I left. Okay, you're going to see I left, bet, I left. Love and spiritual growth. How am I going to manifest love and spiritual growth? Exactly. You're not trying to manifest love and spiritual growth. You have to learn how to be observed as love and spiritual growth. It's a different. So it has to be something that's in me naturally, not something that I'm trying to get or something that I'm trying to do. It has to be something that is in me. And if I'm telling you that there are already some things in you that are making these proteins, this shit is out of this world. If I'm telling you that there is something in you already that is making these proteins, hello? It's a matter of you being able to allow the universe to observe those proteins as a connection that you have or input that you have that is activated. Let's keep it moving. All right, now, the epigenetic marks, they tell the RNA how to use the recipe. The DNA is the recipe. Now, the epigenetic marks tell the DNA how to use the recipe. Some are inherited and some are acquired. I want everybody to put inherited versus required. Inherited versus required. When we say inherited, we talking about it came from your mom, it came from your dad. And then we talking about ain't none of this come from your mama or your daddy. I'm somebody who activated my epigenetic genes, and I have a combination of both. All right? Because some are inherited and some are required. And once you really begin to, and we all have a combination of both, by the way. All right, I'm just showing you from a simplified level. When we get to a level or to a degree of really truly understanding, okay, what is required, right, to activate this, you're talking a different level of genetics. You're talking a whole different level of genetics, all right, versus what I naturally can do. All right. Your cells, they begin to send signals to modify the epigenetic marks on your genes so they can produce the correct proteins for the current environment. If you don't understand anything about the Master Manifesting course, I don't have nothing to tell you right now. You have to go get that module. You have to go get the Master Manifesting course right now, because once I came into this level of information and how I correlated and corresponded it with the universe and our biology and the molecular structure of the human, and it was like the creator in me was just giving me so many great ideas. And I was trying to figure out how to communicate this message to people to where we can understand it, and there was no proper way to really just give you a way for you to. I had to show somebody. That's why like right now y'all like, damn, so are you telling me that this is what the Master Manifesting course is about? In so many words and so many ways, absolutely so. In so many ways, in so many different angles, absolutely so. I think I found the way for you to naturally activate the epigenetics like no other. Okay, okay. It's like a chef reading the recipe, and it helps assemble the protein. The RNA and proteins can be epigenetically modified directly. Okay, so you have to understand that once you have a vast amount of communication from your ribonucleic acid, all right, to your deoxy, right, deoxyribonucleic acid, all right, then it's not just about the recipe. It's about we cooking now. It's not just about the recipe. Okay, this is the ingredients. Now it's about we're using the ingredients now. Okay? Now we're using the ingredients, and whenever we use the ingredients, we know how to modify our own ingredients. Or in their words, these ingredients can be enhanced. That's right. That's right. 1/3 of you is your mother, 1/3 of you is your father, okay? And then 1/3 of you is neither. That's right. Most people think 1/3 of you is your father, 1/3 of you is your mother, and 1/3 of you is both. No. 1/3 of you is your mother, 1/3 of you is your father, and 1/3 of you is neither your mother nor your father. Most people say 1/3 of you is your father, 1/3 of you is your mother, and 1/3 of you is both. We like, no, that's not it. All right. That's why a lot of you guys can be the first millionaire in your family, the first one to retire your mom, the first one to retire your father. But by this time, you don't even have these dreams and these ambitions and these goals that you once had when you was a child, because of these attacks that has came your way, because of how the environment has shaped and molded, how you think and have fastened. Like, nigga, we still in that business, bro. And I want you to never stop believing in those goals and know how to pay homage to those that most people get you to run from because of some low vibrational words like demons, because you trigger the demons in people. Do you not know the real gods go around demons all day and still hold our integrity no matter how triggered they are? Do you not know the real G's, the real divine ones, the real etheric beings, okay, the real source players go around individuals and trigger their demons all day? And we know that they're afraid, but because we are masters and know how to master our environment, that we handle that situation properly. We don't, it's not time to run when you are on this level of epigenetics. It's time for you to stand, all right? Because you're about to learn about mutation in a little bit, all right? Let's keep it moving. All right, let's keep it moving. Okay, we got those three. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we're right here. All right, so what begins to happen after we have realized what? That the RNA, we got the recipe and we cooking now. All right, we just don't got the recipe, we cooking. The cells begin to send signals, all right, to modify the ingredients of the recipe to match the environment, because now you got the ingredients and you active. Now we got to look at what's going on with the environment. We know that the protein builds cells. Okay, the proteins is the one that's building the cells. All right, now you know why when we talk epigenetics, we're not just talking genetics we're talking cells and how they communicate with the genes. All right. So the environment inputs create unique requirements for your cells. Now listen, before you think about your outer environment, this is the craziest shit I be trying to tell people. When we hear epigenetics, most people that are conscious, they are so focused on their outer environment that they miss the point of the origins of how epigenetics are really work. Before you can think about the outer environment, try to internalize your inner environment, family. I'm giving you sauce. I'm giving you sauce. That's the biggest trick that they want you to think about when we talk about words like environment. The environmental inputs create unique requirements for your cells. Why aren't you understanding that they're talking about for your cells? That means that you have an inner environment. How many of y'all picking up what we putting down? That's what make us different from the people that's trying to always get us focused on the outer, the outer, the outer, the outer, the outer, the outer, the outer. Yes, it makes a big difference. Yes, the outer environment plays a huge role with epigenetics. But first and foremost, have you established the nature of your inner environment? Yes or no? So it's very imperative that when we talk words like environment, when we use epigenetics, that we know how to think about our inner environment first. Okay? I'm giving you real sauce. Real sauce. All right? They act as sensors for what the current situation is. Okay? Who is they? My inner environment, my cells. My inner environment, my cells. See what I'm saying? They might require different proteins to work well with the specific environmental variable. Okay? So now, once you understand the inner environment, you can naturally understand how to integrate the outer environment and the inner environment, and that's the ultra environment. All right? You interact with the environment. Now we're talking about outer and inner, not just outer. Okay? Food is an outer environment. Mind state is an inner environment. Exercise is an outer environment. Okay? Light is an inner environment and an outer environment. Water is an inner environment and an outer environment. All right? Electromagnetic frequencies is an inner environment and an outer environment. Stress is an inner environment essentially. It's not an outer environment. There's no such thing as about you, the world, an outer environment that can really stress you. Stress comes from something within yourself. All right? Air is an outer environment. Drugs, okay, is an outer environment, and the chemical components deal with inner environments. All right, relationships, hormones, all of these things play a role in epigenetic structure. All right, so we have to know that the epigenetics are what? They load the, all right, and the lifestyle pulls the trigger. Epigenetics, they load the, they load it, but the lifestyle, right? We have to know how to really focus on the lifestyle. What lifestyle do you want to live? Why do you want to live it? You think you just want to live a certain lifestyle just because you're looking at what another person? There's a certain signal going on inside of you, something in you that's letting you know that it's capable, it's possible for you to live a certain way, be a certain way, move a certain way. And you got to start showing up in that energy. You got to start moving in that certain energy when you performing certain duties and functions of your inner environment. It has to match. It has to match, okay? Because if you don't start doing this right now, you're going to be met with a lot of adversity. What do you mean, real? What do you mean? Why? Because, see, there's also a downside. All right, genetic mutations often alter the meaning of something. A gene's nucleotides, these are the code letters, all right? See encoded protein up here? All right, form a blueprint for a protein. See it right here at the top, right here, encoded protein. All right. Now, a wrong letter or other mutations can damage the resulting protein. Look at the very bottom right here. See this? It's called the aberrant protein. See that? The aberrant protein. See that? It can damage it or cause too much or too little to be made. All right. So I'm telling you, The easiest thing for you to do is to live the lifestyle of something instead of thinking about it all the damn time. It's to show up in the energy field of, because that's how you're going to get your signals right. All right. Everything is not a reflection of you, but you are a reflection of everything because you are a source player. We can talk in those terms. Everything may not be a reflection of you, but you are a reflection of everything because we are source players. We can talk in those terms. Let me say that one more time. Everything is not a reflection of you, but you are a reflection of everything. And because we are source players, we can talk in those terms. All right. Many new insights into mental illness, have come from studying epigenetic modifications of genes, which differ from genetic mutations. So there is a downside to epigenetics, because you can unlock some information in you that's sensing that you got to sense of something, but you don't understand the reality of it. Both kinds of altercations can disturb the functioning of the brain and other tissues. Okay, so I'm probably like the first person that's gonna give you the best of both worlds. I'm not here to epigenetics is the shit. There's some downsides to it too when niggas don't know what's going on with their inner environment. All right. Whenever we talk epigenetics, we're talking a genetic mutation. So we have to know what are the key factors in epigenetics. All right. Yeah, shit get real dark. It get real dark, bro. It get dark. You know what I'm saying? But when you activate it and you got it get truthful. Let's say you activated and you got your inner environment established. Shit start getting real. Like, yeah, I need to see that. You know what I'm saying? I really need that. Yeah, that's for me. And that's the beauty of it. But it's so hard when a person doesn't live in their truth. Because when we're talking about living a lifestyle that you want to live and showing up in that same level of energy, frequency, and vibration every day, we have to know that it's not about thinking about it all the time. I'm showing up in this energy field, this energy frequency, this energy signature. It's not just about my genetics that I got from my mother and father. It's an epigenetic. It's something that I'm mutating within myself. Okay? This is something that is the first time that it has ever been done in the family line. We have to really hone into that level of frequency, energy, and vibration as we are growing, family. Okay, tribe? So we have to really know what are some key and core factors with this epigenetic mutation. And it all stems me back down to what's going on within the brain, okay? What's going on within the heart, okay? And what's going on within the gut. We call it neurons. Let me show you how they look, all right? So these are 4 reasons why it may be harder for some people to process information, okay? And why it may be easier for some people to process information. All right, number 1, I want everybody to put the space between neurons. All right, and don't worry if you don't know what a neuron is, and this is your first time ever hearing about a neuron. That's why I have a slide. We're going to read it real quick. We're going to show you what these things represent, and then it'll make so much more sense with how we communicate this message to you. Okay, but you see how I like to keep you and God connected, you and the divine connected, not separated. How now they try so many times to separate the power of God from you more than to activate the power of the divine within you. Are y'all paying attention to how there's no escaping the creator within us? All right. So we have to be connected to the creator within us, never to be separated from the idea, thought, fashion, or form of the creator outside of us. OK, very imperative to know this moving forward. All right. That's why you need to go get the Master Manifesting course that we have. Once again, let me go back to the Master Manifesting course real fast, because ain't nobody doing it like us over here at the Real Soul Tribe. All right. And if you guys are interested in getting the Master Manifesting course, okay, all you got to do is go right here to the link tree. Boom. Click that little box right there, Birdie Bird. It'll take you right to the university, right to the online university, and you'll see, scroll down, you'll see Master Manifesting course. Okay. We're running a sale on it right now. It's not even 111. It's 50-50. All right, we're running a sale on it. And I'm telling you, if you use that module, and if you pick one module in the Master Manifesting course, it's already done for you. It's a done for you course. It's a done for you course. If you pick one module in the Master Manifesting course and you stick with it every day, 15 minutes out of your day, 15 minutes out of your day for 90 days straight, I guarantee you, this is no ifs, no ands, no buts about it. Your opportuniships will be so much more apparent, present. I guarantee you that your entire life will change for the greater good. Okay, because the modules that we have are for the greater good. All right, it's all about elevation, evolution, balance, harmony, wisdom, knowledge, love, joy, truth, wealth, good health, all of those good things that we net guidance, you know what I'm saying? All of those beautiful things that we have to offer to the collective, all right? The things that we really say we want in life for real, right? So this is why it's very imperative for you to go to the online, to the RealReal University, go to the website, and go get this Master Manifesting course. And thank me later. Thank yourself first. Thank you first, and thank me later, all right? So let's get back to what we were talking about. And it'll make much more sense when you get the course because we have lectures inside of the course also explaining the formula. All right, pin that in your bio. I got it pinned in my bio. I think I do. It's the biggest one. It's shaking. So it'll take you right to the website for sure, for sure. All right, I got the link tree pinned in my bio. Great. All right. So let's look at what's going on the level of neurons. All right. Neurons look a bit like trees. See that? It's a tree with branches. All right. The branches are called dendrites. All right, y'all see these little branches right here? These are called dendrites. And the long trunk, this little not the blue thing, the purple thing, is called axon. Okay? Information moves from neuron to neuron in the form of electrical signals. Okay? These signals have to jump from one tree, all right, to the next tree, all right, across a small space called synapses. So if we want the electrical and chemical signals to activate, this is one tree and this is another tree. We got these small little branches right here. All right, these are the dendrites. At the very bottom, all right, it's called a synapses. When a dendrite and a dendrite meet, there's a space in between allowing it to wire and fire. I want everybody to put wire and fire. Okay, wire and fire. All right. This is when somebody gets the electrical signal to be better, to do better, to have better, and they clicking and they clicking and they clicking and they clicking. You that everybody don't click like you click. All right. It may take a lot. It may take other people longer to wire and fire. All right. It may take other people way much longer to click. All right. So you got to understand that everybody don't learn as fast as you learn. They don't process as fast as you process. And I'm talking to myself because I'm a very high vibrational processor. All right. We have another course called the 4 PTPs course inside of the link tree, inside of the RealReal University. And that course is always talking about your program power. The 4 PTPs stand for the 4 planetary programmers. All right. I am a programmer. My program power is to process. You got player the program, PTP, predictor program, the predictors, the prophets. All right, you have the perfectors of the program, the one who presents everything in the matrix. Then you have the processors of the program who deal with speed. I'm a processor. All right, I have a unique central processing unit that allows me to process information at light speed, but I have a program power, and I have to disseminate or share this information. If I don't share this information, I will overload my plane and I will fry my brain. That's why I've been called to be a teacher, a leader, a speaker, a guide. Okay, here to guide you back to your own soul where you remain whole. All right, with the power of the creator within, you can always win. All right, so this is also showing you guys about another course that we have and why it's imperative to know the angles that I come from and that is out of this world. Okay, I can't even give myself most of the credit. Okay, but I'm not going to downplay my upgrade. I deserve the credit for being obedient to listen to the divine and how I'm being used and utilized like no other. No, my courses are so different. They're just out of this world, and I'm grateful for that. It's like they're gonna have to catch up later on. But if they get in the game right now and start using this right now, they'll be living a dream, or the dream will be living them. The dream, I want everybody to put the dream gonna be living me. I'm not trying to live a dream no more, y'all. I gave up on trying to live a dream because I realized that me trying to live a dream was chasing a high, a spiritual high. I'm not trying to live the dream is now living me. It's a difference. I'm just being forever present. All right, and being more aware of what's happening. The dream will start living me, not using you for living you. All right, because you are a living soul. Let's keep it moving. All right, But if you guys are interested in that and you see the four PTPs course, that is still $111. Invest into yourself and understand what your program power is, and go into this world as a programmer and not a program. Okay, all right. So where the program codes are able to really know, how to function. All right, in this reality that we call the matrix. All right, let's keep it moving. All right. So now we understand what synapses is. Whenever we deal with one neuron to another neuron, whenever the dendrites about to connect, there's a space, and the electrical signals wire and fire, we call it synapses. Now, some children, all right, with slow processing speed may have larger than expected spaces between neurons. This may be because the neurons have fewer or shorter dendrites. Okay, see that? Which play a key role in moving the information from one brain cell to the next. Now, some researchers think more space between neurons may take longer, all right, for messages to travel through the brain. All right, so the first thing that we have to look at may take longer, all right, for messages to travel through the brain. All right, so the first thing that we have to look at is that there has been, you have somehow tightened up the space, all right, to where you clicking now. I want everybody to put, man, I'm clicking, and I ain't talking about no game. You clicking up on them now. Everything is starting to. All right, so the level of information that's coming across your mind, body, and soul, that's going within your mind, body, and soul, sometimes it be too much for people to bear. Because remember, when you go inside of this world, when you go into the outside world, it be demonic forces, okay? They've been hiding, okay? They've been hiding behind the beings that we love, hiding behind the beings that we call our neighbors, all right? Hiding behind the beings that, we naturally would love to unite with, okay? And there has not been a level of wisdom, knowledge, nor understanding that is allowing them to be triggered. And when you come around individuals just like you click, okay, that same up triggers, okay, these energies inside of these beings. And for the first time, they didn't even know that they had a demonic entity in them. So for the first time, they are very, very offended. And they begin to be more defensive. They begin to be more judgmental. They begin to be in the ego because it's taking them a very, 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 very long time to process who and what you are. It's taking them so long to get very, 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 very long time to process who and what you are. It's taking them so long to get who and what you are, okay? It's taking them a very long time to get who and what you are, why you are, and they try to do the reverse psychology like you the one who don't know what's going on. And you like, nigga, I done ran laps around y'all without even trying to. Okay, I done ran laps around y'all without even trying to run so fast. I wasn't even thinking about y'all when I was running my laps. I was just exercising my mind. Okay? You have to be mindful how to be compassionate sometimes. All right. It's not always about being passionate. Sometimes fiery is passion. Sometimes to be watery, compassion. All right. You got to know how to really process, or think for others. All right. I want everybody to put, sometimes I qualify to think for others. Put that in the chat group. Sometimes I qualify to think for others. All right. Somebody need to hear this. I'm just a messenger telling you what's going on. It's not to cater to you to make you feel special, but you have a power that must be respected. Okay, in this case, it must be highly respected. All right, and when you have a beautiful mind, you have beautiful energy, and you really about this unity, and you really about harmony, and you really about peace, and you really about balance. I think you should be thinking for other people. I really think you should be using your mind for other people. Okay, when you got a beautiful life, a loving life, a high vibrational life, and you start caring about other things outside of yourself, okay, because listen, when we're talking about harmony and unity, we're not just talking about me, okay? Well, I'm not just talking about me and how I said think for others. That means that I'm very aware of the mindset of how other people think. And if I really want to unite with them, I have to really dive deep into looking at that psychological assumption, which automatically provides the means fulfilled. There's no easy process here. Okay, I didn't say it was going to be easy, but I'm saying you make it look easy. That's what I'm saying. All right? So you qualify in most times to think for others. And with the mindset that's so beautiful like you do, like you have, I would want people to really, really lean towards the thought forms that you create, all right? Because those are the vibrations that we need to be more aware of when we're talking about the harmonic universe and harmony on the face of this planet, okay? Very, very great information right now that we dropping. Let's keep it moving. The next one is called the myelin, all right? The myelin coating, all right? Now we're talking about the blue things that you see, okay? The little blue rings around the axon. Now, some parts of the neurons are coated in what we call a fatty substance called myelin. All right, this coating called a myelin sheath, it helps the neurons to send messages along quickly. All right, the myelin layer gets thicker as children get older, and it may start to what? Thin, all right, later in life. Now, some people say that because it thins, this could be a reason why that people don't process as fast. All right, that's what they say. All right, man, because it's supposed to be a fatty substance. When it thins, okay, when it thins, they don't process fast. All right, and I do know that could be a reality, but why would it thin? Okay, it would thin from not being able to be what? Activated, electrically charged. All right. Remember, when we talk about neurons, we're not just talking about electricity. We're also talking about what, y'all? Chemicals. So when we think neurons, we don't have to just always think about electrical charges. We also must include chemical charges. Okay, that's very imperative to know that we should input that. All right. So number 3 is brain chemicals. See? Because the neurotransmitters are chemicals in the brain that carry signals across the space between neurons. All right. Do you see how they went back to how they went back to the brain space, to the dendrites, to the synapses? All right. And how they have, once they do that, we have to look at the myelin sheath. All right. Let's keep it moving. All right. Think of them as messengers. All right. Neurotransmitters are messengers, and they use chemicals, all right, to communicate. Not just electricity, all right? Some children may have fewer of them, or these messengers may have trouble handing off the information to the next neuron. Both of these issues can affect the processing speed, okay? And I love you guys so much because, see, I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people that think that they are technologically more advanced than your spiritual evolution, okay? These individuals are looking at you like a child because of your inner child, okay? But the whole time you running laps around them because you really seeing how immature they are with all of this technological advancement. It's like you having a computer to do all of the thinking for you at a very young age, to when you do decide to be sentient enough to come out here and experience life on your own, out of a simulation, out of a computer simulation into a reality, they would now be in a simulation, when we would just be in a simulation. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? That's how immature the program processing unit is inside of the person that's more programmed to observe you as a child. Okay, it's so backwards because it seems like it's an inverted system. And now you like, damn, they really don't know how to what? Access the chemical components. In other words, it's like they don't have any emotional intelligence. All right. And this is what makes you a little bit different with how you approach situations, because the level of intent that you come from when assessing these situations are creating chemicals of care, creating chemicals of support, creating chemicals of balance, right? Because you begin to utilize much more of discernment where they're utilizing data. And I tell people a lot, data does not have the ability to discern. You do. Okay? So you begin to realize that That's a double up. Data versus discernment. And you're like, well, I still got data, my own data, but I can process my data a little bit more greater because of something that we call discernment. And we know discernment is the active side of what we call intuition. Okay, where intuition is the internal dialogue of this program power. Discernment is the active side of intuition. All right, it's the masculine side of the feminine plane. The feminine version would be the intuitive plane. The active side of it would be the discernment. Okay, so we have to look at the first three letters in the word discernment is dis. Okay, this is not always for. Okay, we're rightfully dividing. Okay, things that need to be rightfully divided, so there is no true confusion or chaos that reigns supreme.